open arms two African American female owners to the Williams Chicken family. You'll learn a little bit about them, and you'll also learn information about our Pathway to Ownership program. So without further ado, I'm going to ask our owners to come and have a seat. Please, I have Miss Shauna Brown and Miss Alythina Wynn, and then Mr. Hiawatha Williams, who is our founder of Williams Chicken, Mr. Perez, who runs operations, and Mr. Tim Williams, who is the franchise operations director.
Thank you.
Just have a seat. And so just a little bit about our Pathway to Ownership program. This program started in 2019 when we named Mr. Oscar Lott as he promoted from a manager to a franchise store owner. And so it was really important to Mr. Williams to be able to grow leaders and to grow owners inside of the Williams Chicken system. And so he's decided, not only with the corporate stores that we have, he's made a decision that he's going to reward hard work, he's going to reward dedication, and he's going to reward commitment. And he's not rewarding that with just a financial bonus. He's rewarding it with ownership. And so today, these two ladies will sign paperwork to own their own Williams Chicken location. Mr. Williams.
This is yours. Okay. Mr. Williams, sign right there. These docs have been pre-signed, so we can be here all day. This will be passed to her, and you will sign in Ms. Brown's. And you will sign right there, sir. Okay, Ms. Wynn and Ms. Brown. With Ms. Wynn's final signature, you are now officially franchise partner.
Mr. Williams, can you talk a little bit about the stores that they will be taking over as owners and how it came about for this process?
Be happy to. Miss Wynn will be over here on MLK, about 2 miles from here. A very good store. Can I project what it should be?
Absolutely, and I put that in the press release, absolutely.
Miss Wynn is inheriting a store that will run about $800,000 a year. So I have complete faith in her. She has been with me. I knew her from the churches days. She worked with me down the street at this church, it's not too far from here. And even then, I knew that she had a great future in this company. And when I left churches and came over here, I asked if Mr. May would bring her along with me. She's been with me. I'm not going to say when because that'll tell you how old she is. She's 31. So, Ms. Brown, I knew her father. He worked with me for about 30 years or so, and I had known him for about 40 years. And Ms. Brown used to run around the store when she was about 10, 11 probably. She was a little girl. She loved hanging around her dad and working in the stores. And she opened franchise stores with me later on when we were opening stores at different places. And her knowledge grew, and we put her in charge of training the team members in those stores, franchise stores that we opened. And she did a great job. And today, she's taking over a store in Fort Worth. That store is a little slower. It's about a $500,000 year sales store right now, but I am sure that will change. It will increase. So these are my heroes.
Okay. And we're going to hear from them a little later. Mr. Tim, it's important for people to know that Williams Chicken, we say that we have a low investment, low franchise, but this is about $1 million investment in these young ladies with the building and the sales and the franchise fees, and all of that is zero cost to them. Can you talk a little bit about this program called Pathways to Ownership?
Well, that's something that Ms. Williams talked about, and it's a way to grow the company. And we made a decision that we're going to grow out and so this is going on. Like I said, we started with, and we have 1 or 2 other franchise partners that actually was our managers, but they actually was able to finance their own opportunities. But to speed up the process, we feel like that we can do it ourselves by growing our own and taking young ladies and young men that are working the stores, where they are, they know the restaurant, they know their customers, and we try to advance them into franchise partners. And also, we want to give back to them for the years they have gave to us, make us profitable and grow also. So just not a one-way street. So if you come in at Williams and you're willing to put the time and the work in, the chances of you being a franchise owner is a possibility.
I've been doing this a real long time. I've been having a lot of different ideas, and just to finally be put in a position to where I can call my own shots and execute, it's all on me. I finally have the opportunity, and it's going to be up to me if I make it or don't, and I will. I'm very loyal to the brand.
And as Ms. Brown said, I'm very loyal to the brand, and I appreciate the opportunity to grow and be successful and to try to take care of my family as well. So I've been doing this for a long time, so we have no choice but to be successful.
Would this have been obtainable through traditional franchise type stores, I guess is the question? I mean, this is something really unique.
What your price is for the money it takes to get a franchise. Our franchise fee is $25,000. So you need $25,000 to get in, then you need money to get your store restaurant open. So when typical franchise partner asks us about how can I get a franchise, they ask what's the initial investment. I tell them anywhere from $150,000 to $800,000, depending on you're building it from the ground up. Where that's like a down payment or actual cash you put into a remodel store. But in our FDD, we break down exactly how much. But if you talk about upfront money, what it costs to get in one, you start at the minimum price of $150,000 and up. So for these young ladies, they have put their time and equity in. By the time they put in the store and have shown Mr. Williams that they can't run a profitable store. So that's how we look at choose on who's becoming candidate. And, you know, now people don't know he's looking now for the next one. And it's not no certain criteria, was no certain pecking order, but you have to be with for a certain amount of years, and it's based on the profitability and how well you operate your stores. It shows that you're a good operator.
We have about 5 more coming down the pike. That'll happen this year.
Okay. Mr. Williams,
Yes, ma'am.
and to the ladies, and Mr. Williams, you're known for being an entrepreneur, a good corporate citizen to this community. And ladies, can we expect the same from you? And what can we expect to see in Fort Worth as you build that store and here on the boulevard, where there are a lot of concerns about the growth around that area?
See how much expectations was set for you in Fort Worth.
Well, for me so far, what I've been doing the last year is working with the younger kids in the community. There's a few high schoolers, so they come in, they work just part-time, they go to sports, and it's just giving them something to do besides hang out.
And they get paid.
That's important.
My plan for the community is to try to ensure that everybody is growing in the community for us coming together and being able to support us as we support them in the community. So it's a lot of homelessness in our area, and we try to cater to them as well. So we just have to start thinking of ways to better the community in the area that we're in.
And this the good thing about these two young ladies, both of their stores sit across from a high school, Dunbar and Madison. So and we support both those schools on a corporate level. So the good thing about it, they can make those donations now on their behalf of Williams Chicken. And so so Madison and Dunbar, and still get the same support that they had got from the corporate, when it was corporate stores, they just become some of our franchise partners. And we really ask our franchise partners to give back to the community. We don't ask for a whole bunch of ad dollars or marketing dollars. We let them do it themselves. And that's how we use our marketing dollars, giving back to the schools, churches, and the neighborhood that's close and around our restaurants.
And Ms. Smith, to the bigger picture, I'm trying to get the people that work with me to stop complaining about the lack of opportunities that exist in this country. I want that to stop. Because you couldn't have this opportunity anywhere else. I couldn't be here had it not been for this country. So we're going to work with what we have. We're going to make a difference where we are. We're going to pick up the papers on the parking lot. We're going to paint the buildings as needed. We want to make a difference where we are. We're not going to say that South Dallas is bad, because it's not. We have a few bad people behaving poorly right now. We're going to change that. We're part of that change, and they're committed to that.
Mr. Williams, you have a lot of businesses in our communities that don't support, that don't give back. What message, this sends a message, but is there something you'd like to say or make an appeal to other businesses to step up also?
Absolutely. How can you take money from your customers and not take care of the opportunity that they allow you to have in their community? How could you do that? How do you go home and rest at night? How do you do that? How do you drive a fancy car and don't pay your employees? How do you do that? That's at the core of what motivates me. Next month, I think Mr. Dorsey takes over this store. This store is $1.5 million in sales. And you say, how could I do that? Particularly with my wife standing here. Because they're the ones that have been paying her house note for 35 years. They're the ones that make it possible for me to have a truck to drive. They're the ones that have made it possible for everything that us to happen. And taking it a step further, Ms. Smith, after Mr. Dorsey, the next two franchise owners in this program will be Hispanic, Mr. Correct. So they're part of our community. I want you to know that. It's for the people who are coming in, who are willing to work. And if they don't look like me, that's okay. Because we're going to make this darn thing work. And for those of us who are in business, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you sleep at night. I don't know why you would pretend that you love someone when you behave the way you do. So this is where I am. So if you want to be part of this program, stop complaining about the government, because you're doing pretty well. Let's get out here and go to work.